Hi everyone, Tones here. This is a 30-minute class that you can practice before bed. It'll release your tight muscles and repetitive thoughts so that you can sink into a deep slumber without pain and wake feeling deeply rejuvenated. We'll stretch all parts of the body and let's get started. For this class. So if you don't have a bolster, a couple of cushions might be nice, or just a nice thick blanket. A couple of blocks might also be a great option if you have tighter muscles later in the class. It'll help to lift you up a little bit. All right, so let's begin. We'll start in child's pose. Bring your big toes to touch, take your knees nice and wide, and allow yourself to sink down towards the mat. Now, you might like to use your bolster right from the beginning here and place that down the middle. So allow your body to sink down and let your forehead, maybe your whole body, hugs the bolster. And allow your head to melt down. Allow your hips to melt down to the floor. And take a few slow breaths, just tuning in to the sensations that you have in the body right now, tuning into the thoughts that you have right now. And often by the end of the day, we've accumulated a lot of thoughts, a lot of things that are almost still in loops that we're thinking about. There's still things unfinished, but I want you to just feel now that everything is finished. This day will end soon. And when you go to bed, I want you to feel like all of the loops have closed. So gently release any thoughts that might still be in process. And know that any thoughts or any ideas or anything that needs to be picked back up will pick back up automatically and naturally tomorrow. Start to take nice deep breaths, inflating your belly as you breathe in. And collapsing your belly as you breathe out. This breathing process should invoke some movement. So as we breathe in, the belly expands and inflates like a balloon, really opening up. And as you breathe out, it's collapsing in on itself. Start to vibe with the rhythm of your breath, the inhale and the exhale. Riding the wave up and riding the wave down, completely present throughout the whole process, just like you would if you're out surfing. You would need to be present the whole time, which is why a lot of surfers are super spiritual, I think, because they're in tune with nature and they're present. They learn how to be present. It's like a meditation being out there. So I want you to just imagine that your breath is like waves and you have to be really focused to know when the next wave is coming and how it's going to feel and what you'll need to do in your body to ride it in. Take one more breath here. Just relaxing. Beautiful. Move your bolster off to the side. And then walk the hands over to the right. Reach through the left fingers as you pull back on the left hip. Stretch out through the left side of your body. And then bring your body back through the middle, very slowly and carefully, placing one hand and then the other. And then walk the hands over to the left. Reach through the right fingers as you pull back on the right hip.
Now, as you're breathing in and out, you're opening up that right rib cage. Let's take one more breath here. Reach a little more through the right fingers. Relax your forehead. And then come back to the middle. We'll walk ourselves forward and take your bolster again. Place it at the top third of the mat for seal pose. So we're going to bring the bottom of our rib cage to the bolster. Stretch your legs out nice and long behind you. And then bring your elbows to the floor in front of the bolster. And then just let your rib cage melt onto the bolster. You might feel a little lift through the head here. So in these poses, we want to relax as much as possible. And we want to do a little bit less effort. And you'll find that the results are far greater if you can figure out how to let go. For those of us that are really busy, our mind's always busy and we're trying to get everything done better, more is better, better is more. But here in this class, I want you to do a little bit less. I want you to start to let go of all the busyness and all the doing. If that feels really easy for you, you might lift the elbows, press down into the hands a little and feel like you're dragging the hands back towards your hips. Taking nice deep breaths. Feel your belly inflate. Move the breath down deep into the pelvis. Perhaps let your eyes rest. Your eyelids close over. Just relax the front of the body like a hammock. And just gently let your thoughts melt away. Each time one enters back in, each time another thought passes through your mind, just gently soften and let it go. And then walk the hands back. Move the bolster off to the side, move it out of the way a little bit. So it's a fair way out of the way. And then come back down to your tummy. And bring the right knee out to the right. You might rest your forehead on your hands. Or if you want a little bit more, you might lift onto your elbows. Just letting that right knee rest out to the side. Feeling every stretch here is a soft stretch. So if you're used to feeling a stretch like it's painful or you can, feel it at like 100% or even 80 or 90, I want you to imagine this is not like that. This is feeling a stretch that's like maybe 50%. You can sort of feel it, but it's not deep. And then you're able to relax and stop resisting. And in this way, the fascia can release and let go. So this is what we're aiming to do, is release the fascia. Fascia wraps around our muscles and through them. One more breath. And then from here, we'll slide this left arm over to the right and roll over onto our back.
As we roll, we keep that right knee where it is in the twist. So open up your chest. Keep that right knee over to the left and open the right chest back to the right. Reach through the right fingers. So your rib cage twisting. And then for a little bit more, slide that left knee up and underneath the right knee. Cross the legs. Then let the knees rest a little closer to the floor. And if that's too deep, take that bottom leg long. Just let your chest open. This is quite a deep twist if you have got that bottom leg tucked underneath. So just know if it's too much, then release that left leg long. And then come here, relax your face. And breathe slowly in and slowly out, doing your best to release tension all throughout your body as you breathe. See if you can sink in behind your thoughts. If you've got a lot of thoughts, just see them rather than be in them. Sit behind them and just watch the story play out. Start to recognize that thoughts are just another sense. They're not all truth. Not everything you see, feel, and hear is true. Just like not everything you think is true. It's all perspective. Now from here, we'll roll over onto our back. If you've rolled off your mat, you can move back to the middle. Keep those crossed legs and bring the knees in towards the chest. If that feels like plenty, stay there. If you can, reach and take the outsides of the shins and pull the feet closer to you. And if that's sort of okay and you can go a little further, take the outsides of the opposite feet with the hands and pull the feet in closer to you. So this is reclined Gomukhasana. And once again, just a reminder, we're not trying to feel this at 100%. We should be feeling a stretch through the glutes and the hips. Slow breath in and slow breath out. Hang in there. Almost done. Relax your hips. Last 30 seconds here. And release your legs. Straighten out through the right leg and bring the left foot to the inside of the right thigh, so it's like a tree pose. And then move your upper body over to the left. And with the left hand, take the right wrist. And then you might even move the right leg over to the left a little bit as well, so that you're getting a gentle banana side stretch on the right side. If it's not enough, you can move both the arms and the legs a little more to the left. And then relax. Let the right side open up naturally. The more you can relax, the better the experience will be after, the more freedom that you'll have over the next few days, the more you can relax. So really try and soften everything from head to toe. Relax the entire right side of your body. We're inhaling for around the count of 4 and exhaling for around the count of 8. I'll count a few rounds just so you can see what sort of time frame you'd be looking for, because sometimes we don't realize when we're breathing quite shallow and quite erratic. So breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. And you sink on the exhales. All right, bring the upper body back through the middle. And we're going to reverse all that on the other side. So lengthen the left leg, bring the right foot to the inside of the left leg so it's like a tree pose, laying down. And then shuffle the left leg over to the right a little bit more. And then right hand takes left wrist, draw the upper body over to the right a little. And then relax into your left side body. So remember, less effort is more value. You inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Completely release as you breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. All right, upper body back to the middle. Bring your legs, feet to the floor, and then we'll cross left knee over right knee and bring the knees in towards the chest. First option is to hold the knees in. Second option, take the outsides of the shins, Third option, take the outsides of the feet and bring them in closer. And do your best to relax into this pose. If the knees come apart a little bit, it's no problem. No problem at all. And then just find where you are and relax. Just forget needing to get it perfect or get it all just right. It's just yoga. It's just stretches. You know what? You can even look at it like, sometimes I get in my head about how perfect everything needs to be and how I need to get better at this and better at that, and that you can get really caught up in this cycle, this motor, this wheel, and it seems to have no end really because you're just trying to get better all the time. And while it's great to improve and self-improve and always be growing and always be changing and always becoming a new person, always, it's also really important to slow down and let it all go so that you can work out if you're actually trying to become the person that you want to be or if you're just getting stuck in the wheel. So we have to pull ourselves out of the wheel, and here we are, just being ourselves. Just allow yourself to be you and improve yourself from this place. Good. All right, release those feet. Keep the knees crossed. Bring the right foot to the floor. Maybe just move the hips a little to the left because we'll be coming off to the left side a little bit in a moment. And then roll the knees over to the right. It's a pretty deep twist when you've got the legs crossed like that. So if it's too much, you can lengthen that bottom leg out nice and long. Otherwise, hug it all in and open up your chest. Expand across your wingspan. And breathe space into your belly. So really looking to release tension from the belly. Totally present with this experience you're having right now, just here. Everything that needs to be done will be done. So we just want to let go of all the things that don't need to be done, that are getting in the way. Undoing to do right. Just relax. Inhale for 4. Then exhale for 8. And really inflate through your belly like it's a balloon. A balloon with a pulse. Last breath here. And then from here, lengthen out that right bottom leg and roll over onto your tummy, keeping that left leg out to the side. Come to your elbows or bring your chest down and land your head on top of your hands. I'm coming to my elbows mainly for this microphone. Whenever I lay on my tummy, it makes this horrible sound, so I'm trying to work out how to not do that. So relax your hips. Let them melt down. That left leg is getting, that left inner groin and outer hip is getting a little extra. Hammock it, just let it go slack.
Alrighty, from here, climb up onto your hands, come up nice and slow. The final pose is going to be what I was taught as lightning bolt. In yin, it's probably called something different, but I learned a technique called science of stretching, which changed my life. We don't really learnt the science behind holding stretches for a long time and how it released the fascia, but more importantly, through practicing it, what it did for me. I had such a tight body, and then when I started doing this more frequently and teaching it, because I was, doing it a little whilst I was teaching it, and everything, my flexibility changed like it never has before. All right, so sorry, where you'll need at least one cushion or your bolster. Bolsters are good because they are thicker and they're more dense. So depending on your needs, I'm going to give you a few options for this one, but you definitely want to stack something behind you. It might just be a bolster. You might place a couple of blocks underneath it to lift it up higher. Bring your knees together and bring your feet alongside you. So your feet are not underneath you. You're not sitting on your heels. They're actually just slightly on the outside so your bum can come down in between. Okay, make sure your feet are pointing back and they are not turned out to the sides like this, because that's a lot of stress on your knee. Now, if you have painful knees in this position, you will instead, depending on where you're tighter, if you have tighter hip flexors are here and psoas, then if your knees won't permit that pose for you to be kneeling, you'll place a bolster or blocks underneath your pelvis. Just noting it's not underneath my lower back, it is underneath pelvis, tailbone, okay, and then just lengthen your legs out. If you have tighter upper body and shoulders, you'll place your bolster or blocks or cushions underneath your upper back. So it's ideal if the bolster or blocks are just below your shoulder blades, and then just allow yourself to relax back and over the bolster, if possible, arms overhead. But I am going to do lightning bolt. If you can, if your knees will permit it, you might find that if you stack enough height behind you, you might be able to get this one. But when you can lay back, it just feels so good. So I see it a lot in my classes where if you can just stack it up high enough, it will feel really great, and you'll get the release through the whole front of the leg, the foot, and the hip flexors and the chest. So allow yourself to melt back and over the bolster. Now, if this is the second time or third time doing this class and you knew where we were going, hopefully you've already had about a minute or so in the pose, and it's good to spend quite a lengthy amount of time here. If you like to open the chest more, if it's okay for your shoulders, if they're not funky, reach the arms overhead. I've just got my hands linked. And we're coming back to that breathing. So the longer the exhales can be, the more we drop into our parasympathetic system, our nervous system that is for rest and digest, so they say. So these long, slow exhales help to soothe and calm your mind, your body, your nervous system. They help you to relax. It helps you to relax. Re-energize and restore. And this class gives you everything your body needs for a daily stretch. So it's always nice to mix it up and do different classes and different movements, but something with a complete full body stretch will release all parts of the body.
which is what we've done tonight. Your shoulders, your hips, your legs, your spine. And you'll wake up feeling rejuvenated, and you'll just walk better. The client was telling me last night that he just walks better the next day, and I laughed because that's what I always say. I just walk better. I just move better. I can squat into the deep yogi squat that I couldn't do before. I used to teach classes, and I'd say, all right, yogi squat, and my yogi squat was halfway down because I couldn't get there. My knees or something used to click out, but I think it was all because my hips weren't flexible enough. And then I started this style of stretching, and everything changed. It's like a massage that you've got in your back pocket. It's always here for you. All right, you can stay here longer if you want to. Or if you're ready to come out, it's a tricky one to come out of. So bring your hands towards your feet and then curl your chin into your chest first so you're not trying to lift up your head. And then bring the hands behind the feet and press to come up very slowly. Very nice and slowly. And come out of that slowly, toppling forward. And now you're ready for bed. So go and have a lay down straight in your bed and have a beautiful night's sleep.